welcome Seymour, Indiana native and Big Loud recording artist Steve Wilson Jr.
Okay. Hoping you guys can see me. All right.
A spectacular moment, what a spectacular open, and we are now less than 15 minutes away. The Steelers putting the Tennessee Titans on the clock for the 2025 National Football League draft getting underway. Our coverage begins on ESPN, live from Green Bay in just a moment. NFL Draft Countdown is presented by Ego.
All right. We are just getting this started here. Yep, all right, that's enough of that. Excuse me. Yep, Okay.
Patients who have sensitive teeth but also want whiter teeth, they have to make a choice, one versus the other. Sensodyne Clinical White provides 2 shades whiter teeth as well as providing 24/7 sensitivity protection. Patients are going to love to see Sensodyne on the shelf.
You know, sometimes my life can be a little crazy. That's why when you find stability, you gotta grab it, hold on to it. Like how Verizon just lets you lock in a low price for 3 years, even if you're already a customer. Is that even real? That's not just for me. And they give you a free phone on any plan. Who's doing that? Nobody. Come on, what's better than that? Probably nothing. Yeah, nothing.
Just a moment here. I'm figuring stuff out, so bear with me to the 2 viewers I already have. Thanks for coming. Not quite ready to start yet.
I think it might be. This student has no take backs.
You can't do no take backs.
That's debatable. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on
Okay.
your side.
This Mother's Day,
Why can't I screen share?
of course, you
Give me
might
just a
find
second.
few days.
Don't know why
Walmart
it's
Mom
being a
Returns
pain.
is the perfect gift this Mother's Day. Only at Jared Chili's.
You're not actually allowed to drink in beer today? Since when?
I'm trying to figure out how to screen share here, so give me just a moment. You may not get my beautiful face on Facebook, but if you go to YouTube, just a second. Am I gonna show the screen or stream? Yeah, probably. Okay. So that's good on YouTube, but why not Facebook? Brother.
Anyone don't make it to the top. Thankfully, I'm not just talking anyone.
Okay. Give me just a moment.
Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right calls when you have the right team. McCaffrey with a tough call. You can't go wrong. This is a big call, Christian. Big call, biggest call in your life. Wood or tile finish. Which one you gotta do? This could make or break the whole kitchen. London Sky. Sure. Be sure. Get the man some London Sky and a decisive win with the Lowe's app. In store, online.
Okay.
Lowe's team has you covered.
Why can't I share the screen on Facebook? Give me just a second, everybody. On Facebook, at least. YouTube's working just fine. You got my beautiful face on YouTube. But Facebook's kind of giving me some pain, so give me just a second. Within the live produce interface. I can't do that. It's not allowing me to. Well, you're just going to get my beautiful face here, I guess, because I cannot figure out how to share the screen for one reason or another. But we got 7 minutes to try and do that, so give me just a moment. I'm still going to try and figure it out for you guys, but we're getting it situated here. I was going to stream on StreamYard, but apparently the free version does not allow multiple destinations for the stream, which is pretty lame in my opinion. However, I might end up doing that with Facebook. Let's actually look into that. Hold on. Yard. Be patient here. I probably should have tested this a little. Gosh darn it. Hold on. 1 second here. All right, I'm going to end this real quick. Give me just a moment. Delete video. So I'm still trying. For those of you on YouTube, I'm still trying to. No, I'm not able to show the actual draft. I do not have the permissions to do that, Aiden. Sorry about it, but I want to follow the law as I am affiliated with the Maxwell Football Club, and the NFL would get mad at me if I showed the actual draft stream. You want to go watch the draft? Go to ESPN. That's what I'm doing. NFL draft.
But the foundation of their plan is to build a stronger foundation around May with left tackle a top priority.
Chiefs Kingdom hashtag NFL draft. Okay. Bear with me here. We are getting Facebook figured out as we speak. Allow. Okay. Okay. So we're getting this sorted out here. Hopefully, present, share screen. Okay. I think we got that sorted. All right. If you all want to let me know if that Facebook live stream is working, please do so. I'm hoping it is. Let me see here. All right. So we got that going. Amazing. I think we are good to go. I believe. Let me make sure here. Okay. Is this going or not? Hold on. Is this going? Oh, duh, go live. Go live. Thank you. All right. Let me make sure that that's good to go. And are we live on Facebook? Let me see here. Oh my gosh, we're live on Facebook. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the NFL Draft Watch Party for the Burn KC. Finally got Facebook to work, and yeah, just that was a whole mess. I apologize. For those asking that I show the actual draft, that's not possible due to this little thing called federal law. I know I'm a dweeb for worrying about that, but I am affiliated with the Maxwell Football Club as well as the Football Writers Association of America. I don't need the NFL breathing down my neck. Thank you very much. But I apologize for those of you that came here expecting the actual draft cast. That's just, again, not possible given federal law. It is against piracy and fair use laws. So, fortunately, I can't. But I appreciate you being here. Hopefully, you enjoy my reaction to the draft. Let me get TikTok on here. I just realized I need to do that. I need to confirm my age, I guess, for that. That's silly, but oh, come on. Give me 1 second here. Bear with me as I set TikTok up in full. We got everything going except for TikTok, so of course. All right. Facial age test. KU football landed a Georgia Tech transfer, Saeed Gibbs. Nice. What kind of silly thing? I'm trying to get TikTok working here, fellas. Give me just a moment. I would hope that I look old enough. All right. We got TikTok going. We got YouTube going. We got Facebook going. Everything's going by 7 o'clock. Amazing. Thank you. All right. We're good. Jeez. that was an ordeal. All right. Cool. Got that going. All right. StreamYard's working. Everything is working. Let's get it. All right. So, all right. All right. So I cannot actually show those of you that just joined to the TikTok. I cannot actually show the draft cast. I can show the stuff on ESPN. I cannot show the actual draft cast because that is intellectual property. And with me being affiliated with the Maxwell and FWA and everything like that, I cannot show that because I do not want the NFL breathing down my neck. Not even on YouTube. It's legally I can. So, hate to break it to you guys. All right. So, they are going to take an hour to announce the first pick. It's obviously not going to happen right at 7. For those of you that just joined and aren't keeping up with KU sports, KU just landed Georgia Tech transfer Saeed Gibbs, cornerback. So he will definitely pay dividends. KU definitely needed that corner. So I'm not going to continue to explain why I can't show the actual draft cast. That's simply not possible. Get a TV. Watch the draft with me. That's the whole point of this. That is correct. Thank you, Nets. Much appreciated. It is on ESPN. And I cannot steal I cannot steal ESPN's property without their express written commission. I can't talk today. Express written permission. Glad to see TikTok popping. We love it. Got YouTube and everything else going. And Roger Goodell is riding in on a bike. Oh, because Packers. Got it. Okay. Got it. Oh. There's a whole lot of people on bikes, including Lil Wayne. That's pretty crazy. Royals won 6-2. Bobby Witt extended his hit streak to 16 games. But Royals swept the Rockies with today's doubleheader. All right, first pick coming. Let's see what Roger has to say. Boo. Boo, Roger, boo. Love that that's a tradition that he embraces. All right. It's pretty sizable. I think Nashville was the most attended draft at like 130 something, maybe a little more. And then KC, I'm not sure who number 3 is. So I'm not going to continue to explain copyright law to y'all. And I do not want to be in hot water with ESPN or the NFL. So the Maxwell Football Club and the FWAA would not be kind to me.
We will welcome in the next generation of stars into the NFL.
We are currently waiting right now, Dorian. Roger Goodell is making his opening speech.
But first, let's hear from some of your Packer greats. Please welcome Clay Matthews,
Let's see here.
Kenny Nelson,
Clay Matthews, Jordan Nelson.
Vincent Crosby,
Yeah. Lil Wayne riding a bike in was definitely something.
James Jones,
All right. Got some nice viewership going. Thank you to everybody. First pick has not been picked out yet. Yeah, if I show the screen, I get banned too, I'm pretty sure. And that would probably be the least of my issues. I'm not. Who's my guess for the first pick? I would definitely say Cam Ward.
it says my fellow Americans, the Bears still suck.
The Bears do. Yeah, the Bears definitely aren't that good. But Caleb Williams might save him eventually. We'll see. Let's see what we got going on here. We got some Cowboys fans. I bet they're going to take like an hour to announce it, Chris, as they normally do. Oh, well, maybe. We'll see. We'll see.
The 2025 NFL Draft is now officially open. The Tennessee Titans are on the clock.
Yeah. Tennessee Titans officially just got announced as on the clock. Let's see where this goes. Carter, those are the two most betted on, I believe. I can't remember off the top of my head. I got the rounds here on ESPN for my YouTube and Facebook viewers. TikTok, I cannot show the TV for the 100th time. Copyright issues. I would probably get banned. But again, getting banned off TikTok is not the worst of my issues, should I? Said streaming live reaction, bud. My live reaction, not the actual stream itself. All right. Yes, it started, Carter. They just announced the Titans on the clock. But I'd be very surprised to see a good quarterback taken, or really in any. I don't really see any quarterbacks being that good in this year's draft. So we're probably going to see Cam Ward come off the board here. Even then, he's got some issues. He's definitely going to be the first pick, but I just don't see any good quarterbacks in this draft, to be honest. And I like Abdul Carter a lot. I think he has a good chance at getting picked first as well, but with the Titans QB room, I mean, you got to take the chance. So he's good. I'm not a huge fan of his decision making, and I think he's a great dual threat guy. He's got a lot of yardage as well, passing wise, but there's some questions his decision making and how he'll do with the Titans offensive line. He did. I agree. But he didn't make the playoffs, unfortunately. It would have been cool to see them. Jalen Milroe, that's a tough one. I can see him. He's probably going to be a Steeler, in my opinion. If Shedeur is available, I've been seeing a lot of people saying Shedeur might be available for the Steelers. I don't think he will be. I think there's been a lot of talk of him being arrogant, being this, that, and the other thing. But, I mean, NFL executives are going to recognize talent. Draft started. Draft has started. Titans are on the clock. Dallas. That's a tough one. Gosh, who would Dallas pick? I'm wondering. You guys probably need a wide receiver to help out CD. A running back would probably pay dividends too. Probably need some help on the offensive line as well. Yeah, I would say Sanders or Hunter for the Browns. Dallas needs Shedeur 100%. That we'll see. I mean, it seems like Jerry's getting tired of Dak. So, but I don't think he falls to them. All right. I'm keeping track of everything here. Trying to. Dak need to retire. He would probably be a good veteran backup. I can see him kind of taking on a kind of a Walmart Russell Wilson role or like a Joe Flacco role type. Obviously, he hasn't won a championship or really done much in the playoffs, so. Thanks for all the likes coming in. Much appreciated. Thank you all for joining. This is a live reaction show. I can't show the actual draft, just as a reminder. Copyright being what it is. But I do have the first round list that's on ESPN going on my YouTube and on my Facebook right now. So, again, thanks for joining. When the first pick is, we'll see, man. It normally takes like 30 minutes for them to talk things through. The pick's in, so I'm not sure. I mean, it's suspense, I guess. I don't know. But the pick's in, so we know that the Titans have made their decision. Not all of them, no. Not normally, at least. The first pick is just kind of the suspense builder. We got good viewership everywhere. Love it. Okay. Yeah, Chris, not all the picks take this long. It's just the first one, but Roger's coming out now. Here we go. All right. Cam Ward. That's yep. That's not a surprise. I think he was kind of the consensus number one pick. But congrats to him. I hope he does well in Tennessee. They got to get some semblance of an offensive line. I'm going to say that right now. They don't really have much along that front. And then the wide receiver group is not great. Calvin Ridley's fine, but he's not anything spectacular. So we'll see what the draft brings. We'll see. Oh, Cleveland just traded to Jacksonville. We'll see what the Jags pick. Oh, wow. That's the first big surprise here. Let me look. 1 second here. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out what kind. So with tonight's trade, the Browns are now armed to select a quarterback of this or next year's draft. They currently own 3 of the top 36 picks. So the Browns got the 5th pick, the 33rd pick, and the 36th pick, and they own the Jaguars' 2026 first-round pick. A lot of trading for just – wow. Jeez. There's a lot of moving parts to that. Jacksonville may have just taken on – no, Cleveland does not pick 2 still. Jags just traded quite a – so, okay. Browns now own the number 5 pick, the number 33 pick, and the number 36 pick. That's 3 of the top 36 picks. That's pretty impressive. And they own the Jaguars' 2026 first-round pick because of that trade. We'll see. I mean, I'm betting – I'm wondering if thanks, Mike, for the follow. Jaguars are up next. They still have not picked anybody yet from what I can see. But they just traded with the Browns. And the Browns now own 3 of the top 36 picks and the Jaguars' 2026 first-round pick. So the Jaguars clearly – I mean, wouldn't they have picked on? I'm surprised they jumped that quick. So order now is Tennessee, Jacksonville, New York, New England, Cleveland, Raiders, Jets, Panthers, Saints, Bears. That's the top 10. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see who Jacksonville picks up. Yeah. I'm intrigued to see what they do here. Okay, so the 2025 second overall pick, the 2025 fourth-round pick, 2025 sixth-round pick goes to Jacksonville. Browns receive 2025 fifth overall pick, 2025 second and fourth-round picks from Jacksonville, and the 2026 first-round pick. Okay. That's a pretty ludicrous trade. Picks in here, so we'll see what we got going on. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Travis, but I'm wondering if they'll let him go both ways, both on offense and defense here. Are any of them wearing glasses? I'm not sure. I haven't seen anybody wearing glasses as of yet. Yeah, that's a pretty big trade. Has it started? Yes. Titans got Cam Ward with the first pick. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, especially with Jacksonville. Jacksonville needs help with both their DB and their wide receiver room. Their wide receiver room's getting better. Thomas Jr. looks like a stud. I'm watching on ESPN. Yeah, I agree. There's really not much variety for who they could pick here. Picks coming right now. Do you think the Rams will draft? I would think offensive line, probably. Somewhere along the offensive line. But they might trade down, like you said. Oh, Tubi's delayed. Sorry, man. Broncos might trade up. I know that they were pretty stingy with the pick that they had already, though. I've heard that they took calls for a trade, but just didn't wanted nothing to do with it. So I'm wondering if they just keep that. I still can't get over how the new Jags head coach said Duval that first time. That felt AI generated. Eric Armstead. Duval. Oh, man. Cowboys should trade up. We'll see. I could see it. Big 12 is a nice spot to be in for that. It's on 10. And only Cam Ward has been picked so far. Jags had the second pick. Yeah. I could definitely see Matthew Golden going to them. Jacksonville selects Travis Hunter. Huh. Yeah, I'm definitely wondering if they'll let him play both ways. Yeah, you called it. You called it, Daniel. Yeah. I'm intrigued to see what they end up doing with him. Because like I said, both sides. Litnikoff winner, Heisman winner. Met him at the Maxwell Awards. He's a cool guy. Pretty quiet. Surprisingly quiet. But, yeah, I mean, like, his on-camera personality is definitely not quiet. But Travis Hunter was the pick. And 32 total picks in the first round. Yeah. I could see that. Daniel. Ashton Jeanty has not been picked yet. But Travis Hunter's a Jaguar. So now we got the Giants. I could see the Giants going with Shedeur. That being said, I really don't know if they're going to trust that QB room. I really don't know. Sanders has not been picked yet, no. Yeah, I could definitely see them going Shador. I don't think they go Abdul. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to gauge, that's for sure. 2.5 likes. They're on pick number 3. So the Giants are picking right now. In case you missed it, Browns traded out of number 2. Jags got Travis Hunter. Cam Ward was the first overall pick. So I agree. Bo Nix is pretty good. I think he's a great quarterback for the Broncos in the long run. I just hope he doesn't turn into another Justin Herbert. That being said, with the Chiefs, what did the Browns get for the trade? They got the number 5 pick, and then I believe a 2nd and 4th round pick, as well as the Jacksonville Jaguars first round pick in 2026. But yeah, I can see Travis Hunter in a Jaguars jersey. So I think that's a good pick. Giants are going to draft. Yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely see. I can see it. Like I said, I really don't see anybody else. I mean, they don't necessarily need Abdul Carter. Dexter Lawrence is kind of that force on the D line, too. Yeah. Don Hudson. But yeah, that's pretty crazy that Dion was the last guy to play offense and defense at the same time for more than half the season. But yeah. All right. Thanks everybody for joining. I haven't seen anybody wear glasses yet, Chris. Third overall pick. Abdul Carter. Wow. So they're just bolstering that D line. That's going to be a scary defensive line, I must say. That's a tough pick. That's for sure. Cam Ward went first. Yeah. That's going to be a really scary defensive line. So, I like the pick. Kind of. I thought they were going to go Shador for sure, but man, maybe Shador did talk himself out of that top 10 pick. There's still a couple teams that need a QB ahead, but jeez. Yeah. I know a lot of people say Sanders is overrated for sure, and I don't necessarily want to say I agree with him. He did very well. He deserved to win the O'Brien Award and all that, but I mean, honestly, dude can't shut his mouth, and he doesn't really do amazing under pressure. When he has a clean pocket, though, he's very, very good. But once he's under pressure, he can struggle, and he's had his games.
It's no wonder New York did the same thing with Carter and Burns and Dexter Lawrence in the middle. They should absolutely dominate you.
Yeah, thank you to everybody that's filed in. No, I thought they would pick Q. That was pretty surprising. I think the Pats either trade out or get them a wide receiver. I can see them getting T-Mac here. But yeah. Yeah, no. Both Hunter and Carter being gone kind of hamstrings the Patriots a little. Agree with that sentiment. Yeah. No, Abdul, I think, is going to be really, really good in the NFL. He's very quick. He's good NFL size. Good movement. Just, you think Campbell? Abdul had the best draft suit so far. Yeah. Abdul did, in fact, wear glasses, Chris. I'm not sure if you had a bet on that or something, but yeah, Abdul Carter wore glasses. Yeah, there you go. Happy for you, buddy. Four people. All right. We'll see, man. I'll keep a watch out for you. Campbell or Ashton. Yeah, Ashton maybe. But I mean, so they got Stephon Diggs, right? And so I'm wondering, Pitt needs Dart. I can see that. Ashton's probably going to the Raiders. Yeah, yeah. That was my guess too. I know that there's a lot of mock drafts that have that same thing. I am very intrigued, though, to see where the Patriots go with this. I could see Campbell. I could see maybe a wide receiver. But it's tough to say. Who do you think the Browns will take now that they're the 5th pick? It could be Shedeur. I could see Shedeur. Other than that, I mean, I'm trying to think of other needs. Thanks for the follow, Courtney. Yeah, Ramondi's kind of taking a step back, though. I wouldn't be surprised if they go Genty, but yeah, Cam Ward went first. But yeah, Browns with the 5th pick. I could really only see them taking maybe Shedeur. But yeah, they have not announced the 4th pick yet. No, I don't even think the pick is in yet. So showing commercials. Yeah. But thank you everybody for filing in and for joining. Like I said, this is a live draft reaction show sponsored by the Burn KC. Go follow me on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Obviously, you're following me on TikTok. Much appreciated. Caleb Williams joined. I'm flattered. Probably wasn't actually. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, just breaking down the draft so far. I'm watching it on YouTube TV. Will Campbell is where the Patriots went. That's probably expected. They do need some O-line help for sure. I know that there are concerns about his arm length and everything. I think he's a solid enough guy that's gonna he'll overcome that. The draft and the combine and everything, those evaluations are right sometimes, but in this case, I mean, if he was able to play at a high level at LSU, he's going to be able to play decently at the NFL level, I feel like. Browns are now on the clock, and they don't have a pick in yet by the looks of it. But yeah, he's a great pass protector. So I like I said earlier, Drake May needs all the help he can get, and I believe in him. I mean, I believe that May can do really well. He just needs help. But yeah, just that was a hands to the face on. But he locked down. Yeah, we'll see where the Browns go with this. I'm betting they pick Shedeur. That's my guess. We are at number 5, pick number 5. Will Campbell's a solid pick. Again, I know that there are some questions with his measurements, but that's silly, I feel like. Will Campbell got picked for pick number 4 to the Patriots. Oh. Yeah. They traded out. Squeeze. Yep. Pick is in for the Browns. We'll see where they go here. Bears have not traded up yet. No, they're still at 10. Little kid's excited that they got Will Campbell. It's his big old hat. Pat's got Will Campbell. Well, OSU. Thank you, Grady.
Will Campbell will be a decade. This is a no-brainer pick in my estimation. It was the expected pick. The players that have been drafted thus far, for those of you who have not followed the process, I'll give it up to you. They've been the players that we were expecting to hear.
All right.
Obviously, the huge shocker was Jacksonville trading up to number 2, and so the Browns are now on the clock. They will make the next selection having traded back.
All right. Let's see where the Browns go here. Raiders are up after this, and the Browns are about to pick. So, oh, maybe not. They're gonna build some anticipation. Will Campbell did not wear glasses, by the way, Chris.
That logo speaks for itself. But, Coach Vrabel is a guy who I want to play for. He's a football guy, no BS. And I love everything.
Yeah, I can see Genty to the Raiders.
The first time I stepped in there. So it's a complete honor to be able to have this happen in their home.
Major drafts so far. Browns traded out of the number 2 pick, and Travis Hunter went to the Jaguars. New York selected Abdul Carter, kind of bolster that defensive line. I thought they were going to go quarterback there, and then other than that, there's really been. Nobody's gone to the Bengals yet. And Mason Graham. Oh, wow. That's tough to justify. I mean, I guess you give Myles Garrett some help. They don't really have much of an interior presence. Not too much, at least. But that's an odd pick. I thought for sure they would go for Shador. But who knows? Maybe this means, Jets could probably use a guy. Raiders are probably going to go Genty. Yeah, that's a pretty crazy pick. Yeah. Mason can definitely help Myles Garrett, but other than that, that's an odd pick. Yeah, true. Well, we'll see, man. We're on pick number 6 now. Yeah, that's true. They've definitely stuck to their guns with Deshaun Watson, which is certainly a choice. Raiders are next, correct. Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, Will Campbell, Mason Graham is what the orders are. See him win. Shout out to you. I got a couple friends in Bills Mafia. Nice friendly little rivalry with the Chiefs there. I bet he's going to leave. Yeah. Hunter doesn't strike me as the guy that would want to stay in Jacksonville that long, especially if they don't turn it around with this new quarterback. And honestly, I can't see that happening. Cam Ward was the first person to be drafted. Correct. Right on.
Heading into what would have been considered enemy territory previously, but now the new favorite son of the Cleveland Browns, Mason Graham.
Yeah,
So now the biggest leaders
that's true.
What a fascinating decision they have ahead of them here. Early in this process, Mel, we were talking about Shedeur Sanders here. He has a long history with Tom Brady. That conversation has pretty much died away completely.
Yeah, I'm wondering what happened with that. I'm wondering if there, because Brady and Shedeur did have a relationship, but that's since kind of simmered down. Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you, Brendan. I think that was so incredibly silly. Especially with the way, like, Cordell Stewart isn't retired for Colorado. Salam had to die before he had his number retired. I mean, that's, yeah. Let's see what's on here. Yep. Yeah, it's because his dad's famous. I'm betting Shiloh goes undrafted. I don't see anybody picking him up. Ashton Genty, Boise State. That's to be expected. I mean, yeah. Yeah, Daniel. It's a good pick, I must say. We'll see what he can do. They needed the running back for sure. The Raiders haven't had a good running back in God knows how long. Well, since Josh Jacobs, yeah. Yeah, literally. We'll see. You actually go to Boise State. Nice. I actually didn't see. I don't think he had glasses, Chris. Yeah, no, that's a solid pick. And he put Boise State on the map. Maxwell Winter, I got to meet him at the Maxwell Gala. He's really nice. And he's built, too. He's built like a brick house. Oh, he took him off? Dang. Fifth pick was Mason Graham out of Michigan. You think Shiloh might go late third? I'm intrigued by that. Second pick was Travis Hunter. Yes, Raiders did take Genty. Bengals probably. I feel like it's slower than past year. I feel like there's a lot of talking going on, but it is what it is. He's kind of a hothead. I don't like that about him. and he can be burnt toast in coverage too. So he did not do very well at Senior Bowl practices or he went to. I forget. Maybe have Mr. Irrelevant this year. Yeah, maybe if we don't have our safety by then. I know the Chiefs are looking at defensive back. So, and Brett Veach shines with those late round defensive backs. So, his pick 7, New York Jets. Yeah, I agree. Honey Badger was a heck of a player, man. And I know but I'm sure he'd be more than happy to win last year or 2 years ago Super Bowl with us. Yeah, probably. I agree with that, Celtics. But we'll see. I haven't heard much of anything with the Ravens. I'm sure they're going to try and get Lamar Jackson a little bit of help, though. Maybe bolster up their defensive back room. I can definitely see that happening. Appreciate y'all coming out. If you don't already follow me on TikTok, go ahead and hit that follow content. But tonight I'm doing a live reaction show of the draft because I had figured that this would be one of the crazier drafts in some time. So, figure why not, right? But if you already followed me on TikTok, go follow me on my Instagram at the _burn_KC. On Twitter at _burn_KC. And then my Facebook page as well. Just the Burn KC. So appreciate your kind gestures so far. Like I said, this is a live reaction show. It is pick number 7. Yeah. They are taking very long. I agree. It is taking some time, that's for sure. I feel like this is a lot longer than previous drafts, but I'm definitely I've never actually done a live reaction show to a draft, so it's tough to gauge because normally I'm out at a bar with friends or just hanging out at home doing other stuff, so it just goes by faster. But it feels like it's dragging for sure. I'm intrigued to see where the Jets go. I could see them taking Shedeur as well. I know a lot of people had him in the top 5, but yeah, I agree with the Celtics. Yeah. And Dart over Shedeur. That'd be crazy work. Alrighty. Jets have their pick in. We'll see where they go here. Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, Will Cam, Ashton Genty in that order. Membu, okay. and Jets just selected Membu. I like that pick. They needed some offensive line help, but I forgot he's a Kansas City native. This stuff, man. Yeah, he's very tough. I loved his combine performance. That him yelling during the 40 had me cracking up for sure. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I'm interested to see what Fields does. Yeah, I don't see anybody else picking Sanders. He might go to the Saints, but drafted after the Browns. That was Ashton Genty to the Raiders. But yeah, I can really only see the Saints drafting Sanders, and even then, Ashton Genty to the Raiders. Yep. Yeah. Because I was hearing that the Saints were really looking hard and doing homework on. I'm wondering, since Shadour's still available, if they pick him instead. I doubt it, though. Well, we got the Panthers. They need pretty much every position. So we'll see where that goes. Oh, Mark Sanchez. Good old butt fumble. Oh, my gosh. Are they just going over every bad Jets pick? I would hope that Membu works out. I think he'll work out. But I agree that the Jets do not have a very good history of first-round draft choices. Yeah. I've seen comparisons to Geno Smith, Kirk Cousins. I think he's got a little bit better mobility, but I mean, his arm talent is very similar to those two guys. Andrew Luck, okay. Yeah. Zach Wilson. Oh. So right now we got Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, Will Campbell, Mason Graham, Ashton Genty, and Armand Membu so far, with the Panthers picking next. Maybe like Tua. Yeah. But yeah, I've seen a lot of Kirk comparisons, and I've seen a lot of Geno Smith comparisons. Mm-hmm. Panthers can sign whoever, and it would be a fine draft pick. Whoever actually belongs in the first round, that is. If they go out and sign, like, I don't know, like a punter or something, that would be insane work. Obviously, that's not going to happen, though. Feet hurt. Oh, man. Yeah, I could see T-Mac. Yeah. Bryce Young could use the help. He kind of came on there last year. He was kind of inconsistent, but he was a lot better than what he was 2 years ago. And I think T-Mac could definitely help him and Leggett. Thielen's getting kind of old. I'm not even sure if they have Thielen anymore, do they? Yeah, maybe Matthew Golden too. I know that Matthew Golden had those like legal issues come up though. I think those have been dropped, but I'm not positive. Shador is still just sitting there as the best available. Yeah. Yeah, I bet his card has been increasing in value pretty steadily. I've been trying to get into card collecting. It's just a kind of expensive hobby. And with everything I have going on, going to Ireland and stuff this year, we're on pick 8. All right. Carolina picks T-Mac. Right on. I called it again. I like that pick. Give Bryce Young more help. It's a pick that makes sense. Yeah, I'll come check you out. Give you a follow there. Pick 9, and Cam Ward went first, Travis Hunter second, Abdul Carter third, Will Campbell fourth, Mason Graham, Ashton Genty, Membu, and McMillan. Nice, man. I'll be sure to check you out. Yeah, T-Mac win 8. Daniel, you called it. Cam went to the Titans. That is the Saints up next. I set him in order, KJ. So if you caught that, then we are still in the first round, and I'm only streaming the first round. So, gosh, I don't have enough time in the day to stream the full draft reaction. That would be insanity. I would need my whole weekend free, and I am not unemployed. So I have a job outside of doing this. Steam shape. What?
A very nice moment there as he placed the way on the commissioner. There, General McCoy was a very proud winner of the Polynesian Player of the Year award both in high school and in college. So that's a lovely moment there. He was a high school teammate.
That was weird.
Who was drafted earlier tonight.
Yeah, I could see Saints taking Sanders. Sorry, my TikTok was freaking out there for a second.
So an interesting move here by Carolina team. This was the first thing we've seen that had not been forecast pretty much anywhere that I've looked.
Lots of stuff going on. Welcome back, Olive.
That seems to be the new thing. Do you fortify the defense and keep the points down,
Or do you try to evaluate the young
Yeah.
guys by getting them some weapons?
No, I was surprised. I think I saw some sources that said that they were doing some homework on Jackson Dart, but I think that was they probably thought that Shadur would have gone by now. I can see them taking Shadur, but yeah, agreed. Yeah.
Oh man, it's a blessing. You know, at the end of the day, the people that came before me.
Yeah, I like T Mac too. He was cool to meet at Big 12 Media Days. He's a tall dude, I must say. He's taller than I expected. Cowboys have not picked yet. I'm not sure because obviously, Gentry's off the board. They might get CD some help, probably an offensive lineman. I see them picking offense. I don't. If anybody on defense, it would probably be. I mean, I don't even see that good of linebackers in this draft. So, yeah, he's 6'5", so he's a big boy. Go Chiefs! Shout out to UMC CPO. And that Bob. Appreciate you joining. Okay, where do the Saints go? Yeah, no, for the Chiefs, if Walter Nolan's still available, if Derek Harmon's still available, I can see them doing defensive line. Kelvin Banks, I guess, yeah, Ramczyk retired, so that's Bears are 10. They're up next. Yeah, I could see y'all taking the left tackle for sure. I can see Banks. I mean, that's Chiefs going golden, maybe, if he's still available. Sanders has not been taken yet, no. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people pick Luther Burden too. Wide receiver makes sense. DB makes sense. Defensive line makes sense. I don't think there's going to be a tackle available, especially now that Banks is off the board, that the Chiefs will want. Steelers haven't picked yet. You're good, man. No worries. Just picked. Bears are on the clock.
But when he is, this guy is smooth and fluid as water. Big, heavy hands, got a nasty playing personality. He pass protects with the very best of them.
Okay. Sorry about that.
The very worst teams in the NFL in terms of pass block win rate in 2024. You're right, Mel. You better find a quarterback in order to protect. There's someone who can help them beat.
Alrighty. Yeah. Agreed. I'm watching on YouTube TV. Yeah, Caleb will need help. He's got a solid wide receiver room, but he's got an aging wide receiver room. Kelvin's crying. Oh boy, that's what it's all about. Good stuff, kid. Good stuff. Proud of you. It's always horns down, though.
Ladies and gentlemen, everywhere, hold on to your hat.
Oh, ESPN's doing something goofy.
Live
even though the Bears pick is in. Genty got picked with the 6th pick. Since Genty's off the board, I'm not sure where the Bears go here. It could use some defensive help. Are they talking about the schedule release? Yeah. I'm intrigued why you hate that, Chance. I think getting they're not going with Sanders, but T-Mac provides help. Yes, Ward's a tight. Yeah. Just like Daniel said. May 14th is when the NFL will release the schedule. I agree that y'all need it a lot, but getting Bryce Young help definitely doesn't do any harm. Yeah, that's true. They could probably go Tyler Warren here. The Bears.
So there you have it, May 14th.
Main. I'm betting they go Warren here. Yeah, I agree with Kyrie. That's a tough thing to think, Daniels. Think about. They're going to talk about Mongo. ALS seems like something I wish upon my worst enemy.
Please know that you are in our thoughts and prayers. Mongo's remarkable contributions to the game and the community will never be forgotten.
Yeah.
His legacy will continue to inspire.
Yeah, that's such a tough way to go.
50 years ago, with the 4th pick in the 1975 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears selected one of Stephen Michael's teammates and closest friend, Walter Payton, running back, Jackson State.
He's a Bears Hall of Fame defensive lineman. He played on the 85 Bears team that won the Super Bowl.
110 touchdowns over 13 seasons.
Yeah, he died of ALS, which is, ugly disease.
Not only for his performance and excellence on the field, but also his commitment to give back to his community with the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year award.
I was not alive either, but Colston Loveland. Huh. That's dang. No one's picked up. That's an interesting pick. He's good in H-back, so I'm wondering if they'll use him in the backfield at all. But that's intriguing because Tyler Warren is too. I'm wondering if that's just scheme fit or if it's going to be interesting to see where the Niners go. Because the Niners got cleaned out wide receiver room wise. And Purdy's nothing without his weapons. So gosh. Yeah, Loveland's tight end, but he played H back a few times, played a few downs at H back, and I'm intrigued to see what they do with him because yeah, he's a pretty versatile guy, but I'm not sure why you pick him over Warren. But so does Warren. I'm a weak you guys. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. So not wondering where Tyler Warren will go. Follow the Chiefs, maybe also a replacement once he play this year. That'd be pretty cool. Probably not gonna happen, but you know, a man can dream. Yeah, I agree, Kyrie. Komet is not the best blocker in the whole wide world. He's a decent tight end, but he's kind of soft in blocking. Yeah, I think so. I don't see him coming back after this year, especially if whether the Chiefs make a Super Bowl run or not. He's getting up there in age. He's obviously slowing down. I think Travis Hunter has been drafted, yes. 11 49ers is the pick right now. 49ers could go really anywhere on offense, in my opinion. I mean, maybe, well, obviously not like quarterback, but Purdy is pretty reliant on his weapons, so I'm wondering if they go wide receiver here or maybe even offensive line. They did get a nice pick in Dominic Pooney, though. Good value guy that played really, really well his rookie year. Against Jayhawk, too. Shout out. Rock Chalk. Yeah, the age-old debate, Kelsey or Gronk in the GOAT conversation. I think he's thoroughly past Tony Gonzalez at this point. I know a lot of people say Antonio Gates too. Antonio Gates, a really, really good career. I think he's definitely up there, but I think it's between Gronk and Kelsey, and that is where I will leave. Because I don't want to start a war. You can watch it live on YouTube TV, the draft. If you don't have TV access, I apologize. You have to pay to watch the draft on YouTube TV? I didn't. Well, obviously I have the monthly plan, but like, yeah. Yeah, go Chiefs, Josiah. Much love. Yeah, agreed. I can agree with that sentiment, Kyrie. That's all right. 49ers have their pick in. Shador looks not happy. Who I want the Chiefs to get? Probably Walter Nolan or Derek Harmon. I don't really see an offensive line or an offensive tackle that impresses me all that much, especially now that Kelvin Banks is off the board and Membu too. But I mean, we all knew. I could see them picking up Burden. Yeah. I'm not sure. The pick is in, Daniel, but it hasn't been picked yet. So
All right, Chef, do you think you've done enough to now? You see at any point the team could wind up trading up and in, so we'll have to wait and see how this unfolds. In the meantime, how's it answer Alan Rose?
I don't necessarily think we get rid of Pacheco. I don't think he's going to get nearly as many carries as he did, but I don't think the Chiefs get rid of Pacheco at any point this season. But he's definitely going to have to split carries more than even last year. You heard they got rid of him? I'm not sure if I saw that anywhere, but could be wrong. It's before his rookie contract's up too, so I'm not sure if they're willing to eat that. I like Xavier Worthy too, yeah. Especially if he puts some meat on his bones and continues to be at the speed that he's at, he's going to be a stud. Get some development going, he's going to be really, really good. Yeah, he's very fast. All right, where do the Niners go here? Michael Williams, okay. Opposite Nick Bosa. That's fine. I'm wondering. I feel like the Niners have picked a first-round defensive tackle or defensive end like every other year over the past decade. I need some consistency there other than Nick Bosa. Yeah, I agree with that sentiment, Kyrie. Yeah, Rice needs to stay out of trouble. He's excellent, but he needs to not do dumb things. Michael Williams to the San Francisco 49ers at pick 11. Again, I like his movement. He's a very good edge. He's got good chase down speed and can set that flat area really well. And he's got some bull rushing capabilities too. But again, the consistency that the Niners have drafted defensive linemen sans Nick Bosa, really, over the past decade, it hasn't been anything spectacular. Eric Armstead was decent. DeForest Buckner was decent, but I mean, yeah, agreed. It's time to grow up for Rashee Rice. Oh, that just popped. Very nice on the legs there, guys. Thank you. All right. Those of you waiting on the Cowboys, it looks like they're picking pretty immediate. So I think we're fine. Tyler Booker. So, yeah, they went O-line. Makes sense. I mean, with the retirements happening, and they already weren't that great of an O-line once Martin and Tyron retired. So that's a good pick. He's a solid inside anchor for sure. So yeah, I dig that pick. Looks like the picks are starting to go faster too, so that's nice. We don't need to deal with 10 minutes of commercials. Oh yeah, I 100% agree. That 2010 Cowboys O line was stacked. He is so excited. Chris, if you're still here, he's wearing glasses. Yeah, he's a very good anchor guy. He's not going to be moving all that much, but he'll definitely set that inside area and just sit that interior defensive lineman if he wants to. I like his chain. Happy for him. Say what you want to say, small child outside in the hall. I agree. Yeah. I think Cowboys to rebuild their own line, and that's a pretty good start. So, yeah, I mean, he just dominates inside. All right. His pass protection is all right, but his run protection is where he just thrives. Because he just bullies people off that line. His footwork needs a little work, though. But that can be developed. All right, we got the Dolphins now. Dolphins, I am interested to see where they go. Yeah. No, seriously. Broncos probably – I can see them getting Bo Nix some more help. Chris, I've counted 2 so far, maybe 3, but I've definitely seen at least 2. But as far as who the Broncos are taking, I can see them go wide receiver, maybe linebacker, but there's really not that many great linebackers in this draft. And then, yeah, that's really all I can see. Yeah, no, agree. I could see Shedeur falling out. I mean, if he hasn't been picked at this point, I mean, not a whole lot of other teams need a quarterback. Maybe but that's, in my opinion, that's really his last shot. We'll see, Chris. We'll see. I'll keep an eye. Like I said. Thank you, TikTok, but breaks are for losers. We got a draft to cover and react to. All right. So, Dolphins just got their pick in. I'm intrigued to see where they go here. Tua doesn't need a whole lot of help. Wall kind of slowed down from 2 years ago to this past year, but I mean, even still, that's a great wide receiver room. Might be gone after this year, though. Yeah, they're not giving up on Tua. So I don't know. Got decent running back room. A-Chain's stupid fast. Maybe O-line? I'm not really sure how good their O-line is. Maybe corner. I could see them going defensive back too. Yeah, no, I could see the Colts potentially taking a flyer on Shador. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Will Johnson. Will Johnson's probably the best pick for the Dolphins here, with Ramsey being out. Could take a flyer on Shador. It'd be kind of a bad look considering how much Chris Ballard said that they were going to be riding with him. But if I'm a GM at this point, I'm not holding out a whole lot of hope for him. When Jason Bean is looking like a tasty option at quarterback. Colts, I would say more though. If he was picked next year, I think they get. Yeah, agreed. Agreed. But yeah, Dolphins have their pick in. Should be after this commercial break. They announce it. May have spoke too soon in terms of how fast the picks are going from here on out, because San Francisco and Dallas were back to back, and now we're back to commercials. But what else is new? It's football. It's American football. It's built for commercials. I want to thank everybody for joining the live tonight. Thank you very much. Live reaction to the 2025 NFL Draft. If you don't follow me on TikTok already, I would appreciate the follow. And if you don't follow me on other socials, go check me out in the link that I have attached to my TikTok. I would very much appreciate it. But Dolphins are just about to pick here. We'll see where they go. Probably Will Johnson. I don't really see any other options. So, whoa. Kenneth Grant out of Michigan, defensive tackle. Yeah. With Matthew Stafford's age, I could potentially see LA taking a flyer. But that's an interesting pick. I guess the Dolphins don't really have that much of a defensive tackle presence, but I mean that's kind of a reach. Why would you not go like Walter Nolan or Derek Harmon there maybe? Or one of those guys. But I mean, maybe they saw something that we didn't. But I feel like that is kind of a reach on the part of the Dolphins. Yeah, that's true. Calais Campbell's gone. But I mean, even then, like I said, there's other defensive linemen that I felt like would be a better fit for this high in the draft. Ceiling Dexter Lawrence, according to Booger McFarland. Not sure how much I trust a guy named Booger. It's a joke that I've used far too much. I apologize. I mean, honestly, who names their kid Booger? I know it's a nickname, but Yeah. Dexter Lawrence is a pretty high ceiling, so well, the Colts are up. I don't think they go QB. Chris Ballard still has faith in Anthony Richardson. He's probably, yeah, right. Shout out to the Brickishaw Ferguson. But Colts might take a flyer on Shador. He's fallen hard. The next team that I can see picking him up is the Steelers. I mean, everybody else on this list has their QB. Maybe the Seahawks, but I mean, even then, like Darnold did pretty well in Minnesota, but yeah, just it's tough to see where. All right, Colts are picking Tyler Warren. That's fine. I mean, going with Tyler Warren here is, yeah, I suppose they don't really have a tight end. I dig it. That's a fine pick, but especially, yeah, Tyler Warren falling past Colston Loveland. I mean, yeah, that's a decent. No, that's super confusing, Kyrie. I do not understand the Dolphins pick either. I'm still trying to justify it. Ceiling is truly Dexter Lawrence. That's a solid ceiling, but I mean, he wasn't mocked anywhere near the first round, much less the top 15. I think I had him as a late second round guy even. That's true. I mean, obviously you gotta understand that like NFL GMs know more than we do when it comes to scouting, but that also being said, that leaves room for overanalyzing, and in the end, like nothing's guaranteed, especially at the level of play that the NFL is. So, but I mean, yeah, Tyler Warren's a stud. I'm very surprised that the Bears didn't go with him, but Colts got a good one. So exactly, yeah. All right, so we got the Falcons at 15 next. You got Michael Penix. He was decent last year. Nothing amazing, but decent. If I'm the Falcons, I'm picking something on defense. That defense is absolutely atrocious and has been for some time. Offense is okay. You got Bijan. Michael Penix has another year under his belt. You could probably pick a wide receiver, maybe. Maybe somewhere in the offensive line. They got a decent offensive line, though. You could really go anywhere with the Falcons, other than QB, obviously, or running back. That would be crazy work if the Falcons drafted Shador and they're just like, oh my gosh, it's just like Dion. Look. That'd be stupid. Watch it happen, though. Yeah. Agreed. There's like little to no chemistry on that defense for sure. It's tough to see them not drafting the defensive guy here, in my opinion. Someone that they can hopefully build around and finally get back to a halfway decent defense, which they really haven't had in a long time. Y'all remember Vic Beasley? Okay. Well, we've been streaming for about 2 hours now, and we are only half. Again, Bates was good, but they'll never get anyone who could represent his game well. Yeah, that's true. It's just really tough to build around free agents. Free agents are generally used to fill holes, but the Falcons need somebody to build around. And there's really nobody on that defense that you can like really build around right now. Yeah, I agree. It's been real slow. Feels like there's been a lot more commercials. But yeah. What movie is this? Oh, Mission Impossible. This is the last one, I hope. I think it's supposed to be the last one. We got tired after like the first 5. It's the same thing over and over again, really. Agreed. Yeah, you really can't build around anybody that's, almost aging out. It's crazy to say that 30 is aging out. NFL's a crazy, crazy place, man. But yeah, I mean, at that point, the player's kind of already set in their ways, and you can't really teach old dog new tricks. You can't really develop much further. Yeah, true. There's some QBs that have definitely had some late bloomer style seasons. I am betting the Falcons go Jalen Walker or Will Johnson here. If I'm trying to build around somebody, it's probably going to be Walker just because you like building around the defensive field general in linebacker. Yeah. Yeah, like you said, he's a good fit too. So less than 1% chance he'd be available at pick 15. That's crazy. We'll say for as long as this draft is taken, there's been some interesting things going on during it. So can't say that I haven't been entertained. Part of that is due to you guys too. So much appreciated for y'all joining. It's been fun. Biggest turnout I've had for a live yet. So yeah, exactly. You and me, Kyrie, are on the same wavelength, man. All right. Oh, that guy has the same jersey as me. Seahawks have not picked yet. They are 3 picks away. You got the Falcons, Cardinals, and Bengals before them. Oh. Yeah. Huh. All right. Pick in. Let's go ahead and make the pick, please. Bucks have not gone yet either. Bucks are at 19 after the Seahawks. Jalen Walker, there you have it. Not a surprise. He's a solid linebacker. Did really well leading that Georgia defense. Kind of the whole reason Georgia did as well as they did was because of their defense. Carson Beck was doing them no favors last year. He's probably not going to do Miami any favors this year either. So, really do not know what anybody has seen in Carson Beck. But I like that pick. They needed a linebacker. They needed a guy to build around, like Kyrie was saying earlier. And you get a young guy, a linebacker that you can build around. So, solid pick. Yeah. He's a big physical guy, too. He's a big boy for a linebacker. He's a big dude. Yeah. I can see that Micah Parsons comparison. He's a really good downhill player that just can get back there and play really anywhere in that defense. So, again, really solid pick. I bet they were really happy that he fell to them. Because honestly, I mean, I could see the Dolphins potentially picking him up. I could see San Fran picking him up alongside Fred Warner. But yeah, I mean, Falcons got to be happy with that pick for sure. But yeah, I do. Yeah, Sanders to the Steelers is probably going to happen. I mean, again, I don't see anybody else taking him before then, and I don't see why the Steelers would pass them up. I mean, yeah, definitely them and the Rams for Sanders. Those that follow hockey, Senators and Maple Leafs is going to overtime. But how did Vic Beasley work out for the Falcons? ESPN. So we got the Cardinals. They haven't picked anybody yet. I'm wondering if you get Kyler another weapon. Because you got McBride, you got Marvin Harrison Jr. Or do you go? You probably go defense if you're the Falcons. Or not the Falcons, the Cardinals. I wouldn't be surprised if they go Will Johnson here. They need a corner. They need their next Patrick Peterson. Because, I mean, like, gosh. Arizona have anybody really of note on defense other than an aging Calais Campbell? Yeah. I think Kyler's definitely kind of hit his peak. But you got to capitalize on that peak in order for it to be worth anything at all. No, Kuiper's thinking Matthew Golden. Yeah, no, absolutely not. Yeah, replacing Kyler with Sanders is just kind of going back to square one. I feel like. Yeah, I can see Will Johnson. Will Johnson's wearing glasses, by the way, Chris. If you're still here, I think I missed a couple guys that are wearing glasses. And yeah, I agree, Kyrie. They could definitely use that second target.
Yeah, look, Jonathan Gannon, the head coach down there, defensive coordinator, basically runs the defense. They just can't rush the passer very well down there. They need some good
What am I doing for fantasy football this season? I'm gonna do another league. So stay tuned for that. Obviously, that is a little ways off, but Walter Nolan, shoot. That's who I wanted for the Chiefs, but no surprise he gets picked. Dallas Cowboys picked Tyler Booker out of Alabama. Yeah, Walter Nolan was one of my mock draft picks, but it's good to see that Derek Harmon hasn't gone off the board. May see a run of defensive tackles, though. I can see the Bengals picking one up after they lost Sam Hubbard. But he's a guard, Mason. Booker's a guard, which you all needed if you're a Cowboys fan. Yeah, Trey McBride is a good target, and yeah, you kind of have to build some diversity though in terms of who gets the ball. Relying on two people is tough to do. But we got the Bengals next. I can see them going defensive line with the loss of they're gonna take a defensive guy no matter what. But I could definitely see them taking defensive line with the losses that they had at that position. I could also see them maybe going D-back, but I feel like the pressing need here. Well, shoot, yeah. They could really go with both. Yeah, they got some help at running back, but I think a defensive pick here is the more pressing need. And I don't know if it matters too much whether that's in the second level or the first. So yeah, Walter Nolan's a good pick for the Cardinals. He'll do well there. No, Joe Burrow's team. Why not Chase Brown's team or Jamar Chase's team? I am intrigued to see where the Bengals go with this. Again, I think it's going to be a defensive pick, so probably Will Johnson or maybe even Derek Harmon. But that's tough to say with all the retirements and trades and stuff that happened to that defense. They've been gutted. So So as of now, this is in order for you, Blinder. Cam Ward to the Titans, Travis Hunter to the Jags, Abdul Carter to the Giants, Will Campbell to the Patriots, the Browns, Genty to Raiders, Membu to the Jets, T-Mac to the Panthers, Kelvin Banks Jr. to the Saints. Colston Loveland to the Bears. Michael Williams to the 49ers. Tyler Booker to the Cowboys. Kenneth Grant to the Dolphins. Tyler Warren to the Colts. And Jalen Walker to the Falcons. And Walter Nolan to the Cardinals. And that is in order, like I said. So we're on pick 17. For sure, buddy. Yeah. We're on pick 17, Bengals. Like I said, probably defensive guy here. Definitely thinking somewhere on that first level is where they got to go. They had some big losses along that defensive front, but they could definitely use a corner too. So I think it's going to be very defensive heavy draft for the Bengals. Yeah, Jaxie, you are correct. We'll see where they go. I could definitely see them going either defensive back or D line. Yeah, agree. Yeah. Yeah, with Sam Hubbard gone, you kind of have a big hole there. Yeah. Or the Cincinnati kid. That would be super cool to play for your hometown team. I would dig that. That's a big dream. Steelers are at pick 21. We are at pick 17 right now. So they haven't traded up or anything. And I doubt that they will. Like I said earlier, I think they're going to get Shador. Because I don't see any of the next four picking him. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, that's super cool. Aiden Hutchinson's living the dream. Same with King Felix of the Chiefs, but he's not necessarily a star for us. We'll see how this year goes, though. He developed pretty well last year. Corner, if you were the Bengals, yeah. I've been seeing that a lot, too. But we will see. Shamar Stewart. That's a solid pick. That's I mean, that's Hunter has already been picked, Jax. So you got pick number 2. But yeah, that's a good pick. Shamar Stewart's a dog. Like he was really good for A&M. So that's a good pick. And again, your Sam Hubbard replacement. You're probably going to get some corners in the later rounds if you're the Bengals. Get some defensive second level help. Yeah, agreed. You can find some good cornerbacks, especially this year in the later rounds. I think corners are really, really deep position this year. Yeah, he's a sack master, so that's pretty spooky for anybody playing the Bengals next year. If you missed it, they did announce when the schedule's releasing. It's May 14th. Yeah, seriously. Yeah. He's wearing glasses, Chris. I think that might be 4, maybe 3. I don't know. I'm not even sure if he's. Hunter went to the Jaguars, but yeah, I think they might let him play 2 positions, like I said earlier. I can see them because maybe, yeah. Darnold did really well for the Vikings, so I'm not sure if they pull what the Atlanta Falcons pulled with Penix. Yeah, both of those positions. Because I mean, really, all you got is um, Brian Thomas Jr. So, in the wide receiver core, and then corner, I have no clue for the Jaguars. Oh man, he is very tough. I agree. He's going to be very good in the NFL. This one's guaranteed. Yeah, having a backup option is nice. They did pay him a fairly handsome amount though, so you have to wonder if they're going to pull a Kirk Cousins, Michael Penix situation. I'm wondering who Tampa will take. Because you got a decent wide receiver core. You got a pretty good wide receiver core. Baker's still got a few years left in him, obviously. Running back's decent. Showed that he could play really well. Maybe O-line. Yeah, right. That was a very, very interesting pick. I saw a lot of very negative reactions from Falcons fans when that happened. Yeah. That's true. That's true. Yeah, right. And honestly, Sam, YouTube blinder, have a good night, man. Be easy, stay safe. Too, man. Gray Zabel. That's a choice. I suppose they really don't have that great of an offensive line. I mean, when you really think about it, getting some protection from Sam Darnold ain't bad. And there's, I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm trying to justify it, but yeah, it just there's 6 more rounds. I'm sure they'll find some more help on the defensive side of the ball and with offensive skill players. So, and Zabel's a really good guard too. He stands dudes up. I know that some people had him as the number 1 guard in the draft. And North Dakota State just, yeah. Yeah. Agreed. Agree with you, Kyrie. Well, yeah, we got Tampa next. Tampa, you could definitely go anywhere in that second that second level on the defense. They got Winfield. He's decent. Don't have an amazing corner room. Their linebackers are fine. Defensive line, though, is pretty good. No one's picked Shador yet. Yeah. Shador's – yeah. Shador's probably going to the Steelers. I mean, there's definitely no doubt at this point. If they pick Jackson Dart, that's going to be really funny, though. But, yeah, it's probably going to be Shador. So to answer your question, Jacob, not yet, but it's probably coming here pretty soon. Thank you all for joining, by the way. Really appreciate it. Spent some time watching the draft and seen some live reactions. If you don't already know me, my name is The Burn KC. Well, that's not my actual name, but my actual name's Alex. But nice to meet you all. I run a KC sports social media website called The Burn KC. I am on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and just wherever you get your social media. Really, I have everything. So would appreciate a follow, would appreciate like, share, all that good jazz. It means a lot, helps out the channel, helps it grow. It's grown very, very well over the past couple of days. So thank you all very much for that. I really appreciate it. I am part of the Football Writers Association. I am a Maxwell Football Club member and worker, I guess. I do some stuff for Maxwell Football Club, and I write for college football as well as do my own KC sports stuff. So check me out. You won't regret it. I appreciate the follows and likes and stuff. Sanders is not gone yet. Just chill, guy. He's probably going to go to the Steelers at 21, but we are on pick 19 right now. The Bucks still have not made a pick yet. Yeah, I could definitely see them picking up a wide receiver. Godwin's probably on his way out. Mike's getting old too. Mike Evans is getting old. He's still incredibly consistent, but he's a very, very underrated wide receiver. But I mean, he's getting older. So yeah, right, yeah. I agree, but all right, Bucks have their pick in. We'll see where they end up moving. Oh gosh, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, where's Aaron Rodgers gonna go? That's a good discussion topic. Where do we think Aaron Rodgers is gonna go, other than the Amazon to do shrooms? Sanders has not gone yet, Daniels. Welcome back, man. Sanders is probably going to go to the Steelers. That's what we're discussing. Nobody out of Pitt yet. No. I'm wondering if someone will go soon, though. I think I did see some Pitt Panthers in the first round, so. Good joke, Astro. Yeah. 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 Yeah, sorry, man. Unfortunately, I can't show the TV due to copyright issues, but appreciate you joining. Thanks for coming along. Daniel's homeboy. I hope you don't actually believe that, man. So, since we're 18 picks in here, I'm not going to read them all off, but Cam Ward to Miami, Travis Hunter to Colorado, Abdul Carter to Penn State, Will Campbell to LSU, Mason Graham to Michigan, Yeah, thank you. My brain. Emeka Egbuka. That is early for him, I feel like. Was Luther Burden still on the board, too? All right. I mean, yeah, that's a solid slot option. Emeka Egbuka went to LeBron is the man on the Lakers, just a chill guy. I agree. He is the greatest to ever do it. I agree. But yeah, Emeka Egbuka went to Buccaneers out of Ohio State, wide receiver. He's a great player. He is. I'm intrigued to see what the Bucs do with him. I bet he's going to be the slot guy behind Godwin and Evans, and then kind of develop into maybe that number one option. He's not. Well, I don't know. I'm intrigued by that. LeBron needs to come back to Miami. We'll see. Yeah, I agree, Kyrie. It's a pretty decent reach, especially with guys like Luther Burden and everybody still on the board. Ugh. Yeah. So we'll see what we got going on. Yeah, 100%. I know he was mocked. I think the earliest I saw him go was 31 to the Chiefs, which I wouldn't have minded, but I feel like the Chiefs, if they're going to pick wide receiver, they're going to go with Luther Burden. Just hometown kid, fits the scheme a little better. He's kind of a jack of all trades type of guy. But yeah, no, Egbuka at 19 is certainly a choice. I'm going to go grab water real quick. I will be right back. All right, we're back. Ugh. Ugh. I needed that. I feel like I've been talking forever. Ugh. Again, thank you to everybody that joined, everybody that's followed, liked, shared, etc. You are appreciated, and you won't regret it, I hope. So, thank you for joining me tonight. It's been fun. We are on pick 20 of 32. Now, Denver Broncos are up next. I feel like they are going to go. You think the Lions will pick up Sanders if he drops? Nah, probably not. Yeah. No, it's a pretty surprising drop for Sanders. But if the Steelers don't take him, he might fall out of round one. I mean, LA is pretty much his last shot. Everybody else has a quarterback. If the Steelers don't take him. But, yeah, I feel like the Broncos probably go maybe getting Bo Nix a little bit more help. Maybe going – yeah. Gosh, I don't know. Broncos have a good D-line. They've got – I'm trying to think defensive-wise what they could need. They could probably go O-line. Your O line's all right. It's nothing spectacular, but it's decent. Yeah, you think they go Judkins or Henderson? Wide receiver too, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they end up going offensive skill player here. That defense was pretty good. They got a really good secondary and a really good D line. So if anything, it would be a linebacker, which there's really not that many great linebackers in this draft. So yeah, Sutton's getting older. Yeah. Sutton's getting older too. But I could see them getting some more help for Nix. He's probably, yeah, they're obviously not going to go secondary. I could see him going Golden or Hampton. Maybe even Henderson too. Who knows? Hampton, I feel like will be such a hit or miss guy. I mean, he was a feast or famine back, but when he feasted, he feasted. Like he was very very good, but he had a couple duds. Obviously, North Carolina was not the best team, but not the worst last year. Yeah. Oh, my buddy must be ahead of me. My buddy Brett's a Broncos fan, and he just said, "What the f?" So, or WTF rather. I don't know why I said it like that. A long day at my 9 to 5, and now. The Make-A-Wish kid pick. Good on you, man. Shout out to you for beating cancer. Oh. Let's see what they got going on. Jade. What kind of pick is that? Jade Barron. I don't like that pick at all. You got Pat Surtain and then a really decent defensive back room. And you'd pick Jade Barron? When Will Johnson's right there too? That's confusing. I don't like that pick one bit. But shoot, as a Chiefs fan, cool with me. Let Bo Nix starve, I guess. He's got good weapons right now, but, I mean, once Sutton retires. Yeah, agreed. I'm not sure. Even at CB2, like, there were better options, I feel like. That makes sense that Sean Payton would get himself a locker room guy, though. Sean Payton seems like the type to pick those guys up. Shamar Stewart has been drafted. He went 17 to the Bengals. Nick Skerton has not, though. Yeah, Stewart got drafted. Yeah, Sutton is not going to be playing for much longer. So, Oh, man. I'm genuinely shocked. My buddy Brandon texted my Broncos buddy. Yes, if this is not Sanders, Steelers at 21, it's tough to see him getting drafted in the first round. Maybe LA, like I said, or like myself and Kyrie said, but other than that, man, everybody else has their quarterback room pretty much set. Nope, Bradley, he is not. It's a big surprise, I must say. Yeah. Yeah.
But we're waiting to see if this is the spot. Shedeur Sanders will finally hear his name. Still have no second round pick. That left the Seattle DK Metcalf. They're sitting here with Derek Carr.
Gotta be honest, this draft sucks. Okay. Yeah, agreed. Oh, don't want my Xbox to turn off. Oh, crap. What happened? Uh-oh. Oh, we're good. Never mind. All right. Yeah. Did he just say the Steelers don't have a second-round pick? Sure, if they don't, yeah, definitely draft Shedeur.
I'm told that the pick is in. The commissioner is making his way to the stage. Will this be the moment that we hear
the draft's become too big of an event? Yeah, I mean, that's probably why it's running so slow. Is just the organization of the event. And wow, Derek Harmon. No, that's who I wanted for the Chiefs. Oh, it's crazy work. Yeah. No, the Lions aren't replacing Goff, but that's crazy work. Why would you go Harmon? I mean, he's a great kid, but I mean, you gotta go quarterback at some point. Like, not even Dart. Like, boy, you're gonna trust Mason Rudolph that much? Or, God, who else is in that quarterback room? Yeah, no, they don't have a second-round pick. That's so tough to justify. I can't. Yeah, I mean, like, what do you just think? Do you think Cam Hayward's not going to hang around for much longer? I guess, but you still have a pass rush. Yeah. No, that is tough to justify. But who knows what's going to happen now. I guess we'll see in 5 picks if they end up picking them. Yeah, do you trade into the second round if you're the Steelers for Shedeur or if you're LA? God only knows when the next quarterback will come off the board. That's pretty crazy. That's a huge shock. Wow. I'm wondering. Stream's winding down now a bit here. Thank you again for everybody that's joined, liked, followed, everything so far, shared. It means a lot. I appreciate it. I'm trying to grow this a little more after a bit of a hiatus, and this has been a big night for me. So thank you very much. We were up over 4,500 likes. So my buddy Brett, who's a Steelers fan, just said that he's relieved that they didn't pick Sanders. I'm surprised. You guys kind of need a quarterback. And I guess that, really the only other team, but again, like, you don't have a second round pick. Yeah, true. Yeah. The Steelers have always – I don't think I've ever seen a Steelers team that has had a bad defense. Like, since I've been alive. Even back in, like, in the early 2000s, you think about James Harrison, Lamar Woodley, Troy Polamalu, Ryan Clark, and just a ton of other guys. Brett Kiesel. That would be insane, man. If any of those three fall that far, I feel like that second round might be quarterback heavy. I don't know. Let me look back through here because obviously, the Steelers don't have a second round pick. Who else needs a quarterback? Saints, I think, have one. Browns have one. So maybe the Browns. But yeah, no, we'll see. That's a risky trade up, though, I feel like. Sanders is sitting there, man. Oh, that. Yeah. No, I could see the Browns now at this point, unless LA gets them. But I feel like LA has some more pressing needs, and Stafford's not playing horribly. He's older for sure, but he's not I don't feel like he's necessarily on his way out as of yet. So, who knows? 96% chance that Shedeur Sanders would have been drafted by now. That's wacky. That is pretty wacky. Yeah, Giants too. Yeah, I didn't think about that. That is pretty wild. All right. So let's get to the Chargers pick here at 22. They still haven't picked yet. They got a minute 30. They've got an okay wide receiver room. They could definitely probably use a guy or two, though. I don't know. I'm intrigued to see where the Chargers go with this, to be honest. Yeah, that's true. Will Johnson's probably – because they really don't have much of a secondary other than Denzel. But, he's not the best coverage guy. I could definitely see Will Johnson. Oh man. Oh. I got some dude covering Billie Jean right now in the background, and it is perhaps the most annoying thing I've ever heard. Sing.
What does it take to play quarterback at a high level in the NFL? They don't say wild throws. They don't say exactly what you said.
Gosh.
Decision making.
We're kind of waiting on the Chargers here. Pick is finally in. They're talking about Shador's decision making, and I did think that was a big question mark for him, but I didn't think it was enough to make him fall out of the first round. Yeah, he's got a good touch on the ball, but he's arrogant, and his decision making is. McMillan's already been picked up, Kyrie. He got picked by the Panthers, unless you're talking about a different one. Hey, welcome from the UK, man. Glad you're enjoying draft night. It's been fun so far. I got family from Scotland, so shout out to the UK. You're good, man. No big deal. What time is it there in good old Great Britain? Oh, wow. 3:35 in the morning. You sound like me when I try to watch rugby. I've played rugby for over a decade. That's definitely me when I try to watch any international tournament. But Glasgow is where my family resides. So appreciate it, London. Thank you. Well, Marion Hampton. That is, I mean, I guess. Oh. Yeah, that's a choice. Because you got Dobbins back there. Or do you still? Bills haven't drafted yet. I mean, we'll see. Like I said earlier, Shador has not been drafted yet. Yeah, they did get Najee. Yeah. So I'm intrigued by that. Yeah, I don't either. Intrigued in a bad way. It is pick 23, Packers. Hometown team. Yeah. I don't think they do either. I don't know why you would make that pick if you still do. Brandon, if you're in the chat anywhere, go ahead and answer me if you still have Dobbins. It's pick 23 to the Packers now. Boy. Actually, let me just look it up. Dobbins is nobody's signed him yet. Never mind. Okay. I thought he was too, but nobody's signed him yet. He's a free agent right now. Yeah, he was on a 1-year deal. He's a free agent right now, so he remains unsigned. That's still an interesting pick. I mean, you just signed Najee. You don't have – I mean, you got Vidal back there too. So I guess they don't trust Vidal that much either. Yeah, maybe so. I'm sure that would not make Najee happy, though. I'm sure that the whole reason he went over there was because he wouldn't have to share carries. Maybe that's the scheme he likes. Yeah, I think the Packers go Will Johnson here. Compliment Jair Alexander. Campbell's a solid pick. Again, his measurements weren't up to par, really, but I mean, he did really well at LSU. He did well at the SEC level. So it's not a bad pick. They needed a tackle for sure. So, and with how shallow the tackle class is this year, it's probably one of the best ones you're going to get this early. There's some late round guys, though, that I think will be good, which is why I don't want the Chiefs to draft a tackle in the first round. But something tells me that they're leaning toward that, especially with Derek Harmon and Walter Nolan off the board. Well, unless Will Johnson falls, I could see Luther Burden too, but I mean, we'll see. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I think next year's class is going to be stacked. There's really good juniors and sophomores in college football this upcoming season. I'm just waiting to see where Jeremiah Smith goes, because should he stay healthy, Jeremiah Smith's going to be an absolute dog at the next level. And appreciate the follow, Aaron. Thank you. You might be my first international follow. So appreciate that. Yeah. Arch is going to be interesting. I think if he develops his throwing mechanics just a little more, he's going to be a very, very good quarterback prospect. Rams have not picked yet. They pick in 4 picks from now. And Packers still have not picked yet. They got 2 minutes. Yeah, this QB class is not that good, Aaron. You got some guys that have talents in certain areas, but just are really lacking in others. And there's no like Peyton Manning, Trevor Lawrence, wonderkind type of quarterback this season that can do it all, or at least we thought could do it all. Trevor Lawrence's development kind of got ruined by the Jaguars, but that's a story for a different time. But yeah, there's really no like complete QB in this draft. Probably the closest you're going to get is Cam Ward, and he went number 1 overall. So yeah, I don't know either, RJ. There's really not much to be said about this QB class. All right. Where do the Pack go? Oh, boy. I am betting Packers find their Their Jair Alexander. Their Jair Alexander compliment. And Will Johnson. Because I don't really see them needing a whole lot else. Maybe, well, yeah. Yeah. And there's really not a whole lot of teams that need a quarterback. Those are kind of the ones that were listed. Titans, obviously the Titans got their guy, but yeah, right. Oh, who's that? Who's this guy? Oh. There it goes. Okay. My YouTube TV just crapped out there for a second. But we're good. Oh, cool. Well, I guess, okay. Since they're the host city, the president makes. Where do they go? We'll see where Green Bay ends up going here. Like I said, I can see them picking up Will Johnson. Kind of best available at a position that they don't have a whole lot of depth at. Yeah, the Packers fan base is one of those that just spans the whole nation and world, really. Yep, only community-owned team in the NFL. We know. Yeah, you think they may go wide receiver? That's fair. Yeah, they do. Yeah, now that I think about it, get Jordan Love some help or more help. Really, I mean their wide receiver room's all right, but it's just inconsistent and a whole bunch of no names. Because Watson is not there yet. That was awesome. For the first time since 2002, the Packers draft a wide receiver, Matthew Golden. Look at all those phones get out. That was great. That was really funny. Matthew Golden goes to the Packers, their first wide receiver pick since 2002. Oh, my gosh. That's crazy, man. That's a really solid pick. I agree. I think he'll do well. Him and Watson if he stays healthy. Wow. Good pick. Good pick. Grandpa, I'm sure, is happy. My grandpa, Packers fan. I know he was fiending for a wide receiver at some point. Feels like a longer walk than the other guys had. He still has not made it to the stage. Vikings already have their pick in, so hopefully this will go back fast. I want to get to the Rams. Yeah, all right. That's fair. I really want to get to that Rams pick. I bet sure. And then Texans, I'm not sure where they go. They might go O-line. I mean, Tunsil's aging out. Other than that, yeah, agreed. Sanders is definitely going round 2 if the Rams don't take him.
Explaining some of those, and so that was the kind of moment you practically cannot get anywhere else in sports. Matthew Golden is going to address the crowd. Let's hear what he says.
Channing Golden. Packers fans are probably like, finally, thank God. They let him take the main mic. Yeah. Agreed. They're probably going to go defense. Texans are. They need – because Will Anderson's a beast. He's really good, but they need someone to complement him. Minnesota has not picked yet. They are about to pick. Their pick is in, though. So we'll see where they end up going. I bet they'll pick Will Johnson, like I said. They need secondary help. All right. No, he had a heck of a 40 time, Matthew Golden did. Texas has produced some pretty fast dudes over the years. Yeah, maybe O-line too, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Tank Dell did have that mean-looking injury against the Chiefs back in early December. That was an ugly injury. Maybe though, yeah, I could potentially see them going wide out. Yeah, agreed. He's probably not going to be the same too after coming back from that. I mean, that's a lower body injury, and for offensive skill players, lower body injuries are very, very hard to come back from. Because he broke like everything in his knee, didn't he? And like his upper leg. Yeah. Yeah, he got hurt. Yeah. It is a sad situation for him, man. I mean, when he's healthy, he's really good. But that's the kicker. All right. Well, we got the Vikings here. They go Donovan Jackson. That's yeah, that's a solid pick. They need O-line. Oh. What are the Giants doing? Hold up. Giants just traded to 25. I bet they're getting Shedeur. That has to be the Shedeur trade. Good job on the Vikings getting a solid pick, but that intrigues me. Yeah. Yeah, there's no other reason why they would trade. Okay, so Giants gave up 34, pick number 99, and a third-round pick in 2026 for that. Yeah, it has to be Sanders. Has to be. Yeah. If the Rams were intending on picking Sanders, they got sniped. But I don't think they would. Stafford still has a good year or two. He had an okay year last year, but we'll see if that continues. I mean, he's obviously getting up there in age. But yeah, this has to be the Sanders pick. I don't see why else they would trade back into the first round. Did we see a phone in Shador's hand? Dion looks depressed. He's like, man, my son dropped this hard. Yeah, that's a heck of a first round with Carter and Sanders. That's a very, very good first round for the Giants. So, yeah, the Giants have been doing pretty well in the draft so far. Yeah. Milroe could definitely be the third pick or the third QB. It's probably either him or Dart, I would say. Especially if Sanders gets picked here, which in all reality he probably will be. But yeah. Yeah. Like, dang. I know Dion's sick right now. All right. Yeah, Giants already have their pick in. I think we know where this is going. I think we know where this pick is going. Live action Lilo and Stitch. Intriguing. Yeah, Texans gave up the number 34 pick, the number 99 pick, and a third round pick in 2026 for 25th pick. That's a solid trade. Yeah. No, Wembley's a really cool stadium. I'm hoping to visit it one day. For maybe for an NFL game, but if not for an NFL game, then absolutely for a soccer game. I myself am an Aston Villa fan. My girlfriend's a Chelsea fan. So maybe at some point we'll end up going to Wembley, but yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like I don't see it would be tough to see who the Texans would end up picking anyway. So I'm sure that trading down for them is not a big. Hey, cheers! Yeah, they're on a roll. They're doing well. Obviously, they got beat by Man City this past weekend, but I mean that was to be expected. So up the Villa. Oh, what just happened? Ooh, excuse me. Sorry. Didn't mean to do that. Uh-oh. What'd I do? Fresh stat here. Okay, we're good now. Oh, it's decently big. Yeah, of like bars that will do watch parties here of different Premier League teams. Obviously, the big ones are Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City, Man U, Liverpool. There's some presence for the Spurs here too, but not as big as like those 4 or 5 that I just mentioned. But it's yeah. Oh, I think the Rams were a little mad because they just traded pick number 26 to the Falcons. I think they know that their guy's getting off the board now. Maybe they were trying. Maybe they were thinking Shador. But yeah, this has to be Shador here. Yeah, that's true. All American owners. No! Jackson Dart. Oh no. Oh, that's tragic. Oh, Dion's got to be sick right now. Shador has to be sick right now. Wow. What a twist. That is crazy work, man. Yeah. Literally everyone thought it was going to be Shador. Even like the analysts were like, yeah, it has to be. Dang. Yeah, that's true. Which is crazy because you would think Shador has the mobility over Dart, but Dart's got some good movement. He's more accurate on the run. Yeah, LA traded their pick to Atlanta. Yeah, I mean that's the big talk that Shador interviewed bad, that he came off as really, really arrogant. But I mean, so did his dad, but obviously, there's differences there and levels to it. He's a quarterback and his dad was a defensive back, and there's a bit more of an expectation of leadership there. So yeah, no, he's probably going to go to the second round now. That's insanity. He was a top 5 pick at the beginning of the month. Wow. Yeah. Now he's probably going to be like, oh, I'm going to prove all the doubters wrong. And da, 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 da. So, yeah. We'll see what happens, man. I mean, that's probably the biggest shock of the draft so far. Yeah, he got passed on by another QB. Dart's good. He's got the tools. He just needs a little bit of development. Yeah. His progressions are not great. So, Falcons traded number 46, 242, and a 2026 first round pick for pick number 26.
Because he has some of the same traits that Josh Allen had in Buffalo, mobility.
He's being compared to Josh Allen. I'm not sure I love that comparison. Josh Allen's bigger. Yeah, no, true, agreed. Yeah, I definitely don't think it's a bad pick. I think Jackson Dart does have the tools. Yeah, they go up a first next year. I'm wondering what the Falcons are thinking here. I bet they go Will Johnson. I can see them going Will Johnson here. I know I've said that for like the past 3 to 5 picks, but I mean, each of those teams needed a corner. So, yeah, agreed. Yeah, he needs some development still. I I like that comparison to Josh Allen in that way because I think Josh Allen needed that development too to become great. I don't think their play styles are entirely similar. And Jackson Dart's smaller too, so but Falcons here. James Pierce Jr. That's another guy that I was kind of hoping would follow the Chiefs, but I'm not too mad at that. That's a good pick for them. They need that edge help, so that's a solid pick. And he fell pretty decently too because I think he was mid first round guy. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, that's I can see that, Kyrie. Yeah, that's pretty wild, Sarah. Yeah, he Sanders may be a little overrated. That Adam Schefter did say to prepare for explosives, and so far it hasn't really disappointed. Yeah, he fell like a rock. Sanders did. Now we got the Ravens, though. Now I know what you're thinking. I think they go Will Johnson here. I mean, they need the secondary help, so I can definitely see Will Johnson going to Baltimore. They definitely need the secondary help. They got nobody back there. Them not drafting Will Johnson would be a mistake, in my opinion. So I think the Ravens will capitalize. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Falcons have really not performed well with the pass rush. So Pierce Jr. is a welcome addition. All right. Probably another commercial break here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree with that, Aaron. I mean, yeah, like everybody, like the old adage goes, defense wins championships. And I mean, you look at the front seven for Baltimore, and it was decent. I mean, in years past, it was a lot better. Obviously, you had like Ray Lewis, Terrell Suggs, etc. But I mean, the secondary for the Ravens has not been good for like a decade. So it's been average at best. So, and then for the Bengals, yeah, their defense was all right, but yeah, just overall. 1 second. Sorry. Yeah. Sanders. Oh, Daniel, have you missed a lot? Who's gonna tell him? Yeah, just Bills haven't picked yet. By the way, I meant to address that earlier comment. My apologies. Oh man, we got Ravens, Lions, Commanders, then Bills, Chiefs, and Eagles. Yeah, insane work the Giants there to trade up, and everybody thought, "Oh, it's Shador, it's Shador." Nope. uh, but very. That was a wild sequence of events. Hi, Gabe. How are you? Apart from Will Johnson, I could see them picking up Luther Burden at 31. I like Luther Burden here probably, or not here, but for the Chiefs. That is my last name. Yep, that's kind of where the Burn KC comes from. The Burn, but yeah, that's my last name. Oh, word. That's cool. No, for real. that's absolutely that's insane. Actually, small world, man. Like you've been like the most active member in this live so far, and you share the last name. You're the same last name as me. That's interesting. TikTok algorithm works in mysterious ways. I tell you. But hey, man, maybe we're related in some capacity. It's a semi. Yeah, there we go, man. Yeah, that's what I thought. Appreciate you, my guy. That's crazy. That is wild, Gabe. I agree. Very, very wild. Who do you think the Lions are going to get, Gabe? I think they would go secondary because that secondary got just the crap kicked out of them last year. Got beat up. Well, let's see who the Ravens pick. Welcome back, Daniels. Yeah, you think they go Starks? I think that's a solid choice. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's solid. Bolster that secondary because Lord knows you need it. But yeah, no. Malachi Starks is a solid player. That may have been another guy that I kind of wanted for the Chiefs too. Yeah, probably. Yeah, it happens. It's all good. Spectrum being my internet provider has its perks and drawbacks. But yeah, Starks is a solid pick. I think he will be a good defensive centerpiece in that secondary. A much needed centerpiece in that secondary because that is a tragic group. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I could see them picking up another safety or I'm not gonna say it. Never mind. You think you already know. Yeah, no, I'm intrigued to see what you do, Daniels, because I can't really think of like a super big hole that the Commanders really have, other than maybe their secondary, but maybe their linebackers too. But there's not really that many linebackers that are like great. Maybe their line could use help too. Yeah, no, agreed. I bet they might go O-line. Allegretti and Cosme are pretty much the only guys that are really worth much of anything. Yeah, D-line too, maybe. Because, You guys lost Sweat. I know that. Or did you? I can't remember. Yeah. Oh, Lucas. Defensive line wise, not that many people. O line, I think there's another tackle or two that could be worth a flyer. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Ravens did kind of retool their corners. Yeah. That's true. Their needs are kind of past now. Like the good players in the first round, at least, are kind of past. You want to get that value pick now for those needs, and I think trading could make sense. He's ready to go. Almost done here, folks. Last home stretch. Thank you again for everyone that's joined, that's shared, that's followed, that's liked. I mean, it's meant a lot to me. This is by far one of my most popular lives, so much appreciated, y'all. If you haven't already, go follow, go share, go like. Again, much appreciated, y'all. Yeah. Maybe we'll see for round 2, round 3. Probably not day 3. Day 3 takes forever, first and foremost. And secondly, I got stuff to do on Saturday. So, but maybe on Friday. Yeah, for 2 and 3. Yeah, no, they're not getting rid of Goff. I think Goff has another year or two before they even consider it. And that's if he performs poorly, even. So. Okay. Lions pick is in. I think they go defensive back here. Yeah, right. I might have to do round 2 tomorrow because of Sanders. But we'll see. I know my girlfriend wanted to go potentially apartment hunting tomorrow, so potentially. All right. Lions go Tyleik Williams out of Ohio State, defensive tackle. That's not a horrible pick. I mean, I don't know how to justify that. Lions went, yeah, they went defense. They went a defensive tackle out of Ohio State, Tyleik Williams. Commanders are on the clock, Daniels. See what they do here. But Williams, he's a big dude, and he gets off the ball pretty quick for how big he is. He'll definitely give some help to Aiden Hutchinson once he's healthy. I think you got a guy that can be a disruptor in the middle to open up that edge. So that's a solid pick. Yeah. Yeah, I think the Browns will probably pick him up, Shedeur, at this point. Because, Shador's probably going to go to the Browns because they have pick 34, and then 33 is the Titans, and obviously they got Cam. So 3% chance that he would be available by the 28th pick. That is absolutely insane. Yeah, it's been a marathon, man. But we're plugging away. It's been a fun draft. Felt like it's taken forever, but it's been fun. It's been entertaining. There's been some crazy stuff going on. Obviously, the story is going to be Shador not getting picked in the first round. That's going to be the headliner. That's going to be everywhere on ESPN. But I mean, I am very intrigued to see where the Commanders go here. Because I definitely thought, where do I think Milroe will go? I could see him going to the Steelers, especially if Shador gets picked by the Browns or even by the Giants. Or, well, shoot, no, Steelers don't have a second-round pick, do they? Maybe he might. Milroe might go in the third. So, yeah, Giants. If not Giants, then Steelers. But they may have traded out too. I don't know. Giants did a whole lot of crazy stuff with their trade up for Dart. Or no, yeah, the Giants got Jackson Dart. So I don't know. Yeah, and they traded out of the second round. So there's been a lot going on, and but yeah, I think Shador goes to the Browns. Milroe. Let me look back through here. Milroe will probably go to probably Steelers. The Saints too. The Saints might take a flyer on him. Yeah, pick is in. Pick is in for the Commanders. Yeah, Raiders could definitely still pick him up. Yeah, I could see Milroe going to the Raiders as well. Yeah. No, yeah, I think Sanders at this point is a lock for the Browns, which I'm sure he's just thrilled about. But I could see Milroe sitting behind Smith. That's right. I forgot the Commanders got Tunsil. Debo's not going to do much. We'll see if he has a career resurrection. I mean, even still. Kinlaw's a good addition. Harris is a decent addition. Right. Yeah. Facts, Kyrie. All right. Pick is in for the Commanders here. Goodell is walking on up. Yeah, right. Connerly, okay. You got Josh Connerly Jr. out of Offensive tackle. That's not a bad pick. He was probably the last tackle worth a darn in the first round, because the other guys are kind of developmental guys that I think would be good picks, but just a reach in the first round. Yeah, that's not a bad pick at all. Yeah, he's 4-year starter too, if I remember right. So not bad. Kind of would have wanted to see him go to the Chiefs, but at this point, I'm wondering if the Chiefs are kind of locked in on Burden. Yeah, that's true. Agreed with Kerry there. Bills got to go corner, right? Because then they just signed an aging Tre'Davious White back. And that's really kind of the best they got. I guess they got Rasul Douglas too. But, I mean, their corner room is not good. It's like I could also see them going. Did Milano retire or get traded? I feel like he did. Well, there's not that many good linebackers. Could go wide out. Yeah. Corner, wide receiver. Yeah. The Landon Jackson. Yeah, I'm intrigued too. He's supposed to go decently high. I think I saw him projected round 2 or 3. But yeah, no, that is one of the goofiest football videos I've ever seen. But he played at Arkansas and did pretty decent. Landon Jackson, Aaron, out of Arkansas. He got alopecia. He's bald up and down.
The Bills picking at 30. This is a team that has done as much winning as any.
Who are the Chiefs taking? My grandfather asks. I'm thinking Luther Burden at this point. If a decent corner falls or decent defensive back falls to us, that's fine. I mean, maybe Will Johnson, but I'm really thinking Luther Burden is going to be the pick here for the Chiefs, because I don't really see any offensive tackles or defensive tackles that really catch my eye. Yeah, no, Shiloh's 20. Yeah, that's another thing about Shiloh is he was like a 6th year by the time this year came around. So, yeah, appreciate it, Grandpa. But yeah, I mean, overall, I'm betting the Bills go Johnson here. Chiefs go Burden. I don't know where the Eagles are going to go. Bro, where would the Eagles end up going? Yeah, that's true. Just get that bag and then really. Yeah. No, agreed. He's probably going to be a priority free agent. Sanders is. Listen, if the Chiefs end up picking Shiloh Sanders as Mr. Irrelevant, I'm going to be a a little upset.
So let's see which direction they go. Everyone here is expecting defense. Yeah, Josh Allen and that Bills offense.
Okay. Yeah, I think the Bills are pretty set on offense. Maybe could do a wide receiver, but I'm betting they go secondary here. I like that dude sneakers. Those are cool. Those red and blue ones. Obviously, KU's Adidas, so copping those doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but I like the color on those.
For the second time tonight, we have the opportunity to grant a wish for a deserving young man.
Another Make-A-Wish kid.
For his favorite team. Tommy.
Attaboy, Tommy. Get the crowd hyped up. All right. Oh. Chiefs just traded out of the first round. Chiefs just traded to the Eagles. That is fascinating. Why would they do that? So the Eagles are picking 31 and 32 now. Why would we do that? Oh, no, okay. Maxwell Hairston is a good pick, by the way. Maxwell Hairston going to the Bills, but the Chiefs just traded to 32. Okay. So Eagles and Chiefs just swapped picks. I thought they had the Eagles picking twice there for a second. I was about to be very upset. I don't know why we would do that, but that's okay. Yeah, no, I was scared there for a second too. I was scared there for a second too, Daniels. But Chiefs are picking last now. Eagles are on the clock. I'm wondering, do they just trade back and not give away anything? Because I don't know why you would just trade one spot. I mean, the Chiefs don't have – okay, so the Chiefs don't have a 5th or 6th round pick. So I'm wondering if they got that from that trade. But, I mean, even if it's just a pick swap. Yeah, honestly, though, Kerry, you're right. You're right, man. That's exactly what they're doing. Hashtag Patrick Mahomes washed. That third kid washed him up. Shador for KC. If that were to happen, I probably would have the most generational crash out of all time. That would not make me feel good. Yeah, Hairston's a solid pick. He's very fast. So Maxwell Hairston got picked up by the Bills while I was talking about that trade. So I apologize, but I just saw that pop up on my screen. I was just like, yo, wait a minute. Okay. Well, last two picks. Who do we think? I think the Eagles are probably going to draft an O-lineman. Maybe? I don't know. Well, because like Lane Johnson's getting up there in age. I don't know if you draft the back. They're probably going to go. They're a good tight end that they could go with. Harold Fannin Jr. is on the board, but I don't know if you get him this early. But Eagles are about to pick now, so we'll see what that whole trade was about. Yeah, I agree, Kyrie. There's really not much. Or no. Chris, if you're still here, that's definitely number 4 now. So you won your bet if it was over under 4 guys wearing glasses in the first round. I don't think he's here still, but you know. Yeah, agree. Yeah, and they have a solid O line too. I mean, they just have an aging O line. I mean, when you look at it, Lane Johnson's aging. Oh gosh, who's their other tackle? Their other tackles getting up there in age too. So, but you don't really have much of a choice at tackle at the moment. Bill's got Maxwell Hairston out of Kentucky, cornerback, Noah. Yeah, I'm intrigued to see what happened here. Okay. Yeah, he's solid. No, I like that pick, Noah. He's quick. He's got good hands in coverage. But I wish you were a little bit more physical, but I mean, what can you do? Want to take this time while we're in the commercial break to once again thank everybody that's joined up in this live. It's been a whole lot of fun. By far the most viewers I've gotten on a live in quite some time. And overall, yeah, just thank you very much for everybody that's followed, that's likes, that's shared. It's been a great ride so far, and I hope we can do more. I might come back and stream round 2 and 3. Appreciate you, Noah. Thank you. Yeah, Jaguars might be crazy this year. They got a heck of a wide receiver. Yeah, there really wasn't a whole like genuinely bad picks out there. Who did the Dolphins one was a little questionable. Kenneth Grant. Other than that, there wasn't like super bad picks. But I mean, overall, yeah, just a decent draft with some fun moments for sure. And I hope you all had a good time tonight. I certainly did. We're down to the last 2 picks now, Eagles and Chiefs. And I'm intrigued to see where this is going to go. But if you haven't already, if you followed my TikTok, I appreciate it. I have other social medias as well. It's in my link in my bio where you can find those. If you haven't followed my TikTok, go ahead and follow my TikTok. I would appreciate it. Eagles Chiefs trade. Let me look more into that. They said that they're going to talk about the details after the commercial break, but Eagles and Chiefs just swapped first round picks. So there may not have even been like much of a trade anyway. They may have just swapped picks. Yeah, true. She's got a 5th as well. Okay. I was wondering. I was looking up what Schefter said on it. Have a good night, man. Appreciate you, Noah. Thanks for coming. Okay. Let me see here. So Chiefs got a 5th. Okay, so they traded into the 5th round. That's probably a good thing. I didn't like the fact that they were going to go on a 2-round drought there. I'm interested to see if they end up trading into the 6th as well. I believe they have 3 7th-round picks. So, okay. Solid trade. I'm intrigued to see what the Eagles end up doing here. Yep. Okay, Jihad Campbell. That's not a bad pick. Their linebacking core, they got like one or two guys, but they could definitely use some help along that area. So that's a solid pick. Yeah, that's not bad at all because Campbell's a hitter. Campbell does really well defending the run. He's very quick on the downhill. He's just got some questions in coverage. So I know the Eagles' run defense wasn't bad, but their pass defense was a little better. Yeah, Brody, I kind of agree. He was definitely overhyped, but it's still a pretty crazy story because obviously all that hype for what. I mean, but we're on to the Chiefs. Yeah, Jihad. Yeah, Jihad Campbell is a solid guy. Yeah, he's very quick with his lateral movement. He's a good run stopper. I just wish he was a little better in coverage. Then he would be probably the best linebacker in the draft. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. The Jackson Dart pick got me going for sure. I saw Jackson Dart pick and get picked, and I was like, yo. All right, Chiefs pick is in. Like I said, it's probably Luther Burden. Maybe they go Will Johnson, but I mean, McDuffie could definitely use the help because Jalen Watson is okay, but appreciate you, Brody. Thank you. But yeah, it's either Burden or Johnson, I think, for the Chiefs. And honestly, with Burden being kind of a local kid, I wouldn't be surprised if they end up going him and Will Johnson falls into the second. Yeah, that's a good pick. Yeah, for sure. Okay, for sure. We're down to our last pick, y'all. Almost 11 o'clock. Jeez. 11 o'clock Central. But, man, Aaron being up at 3:30 in the morning, man, he's a trooper. Shout out to the UK NFL fans, man. You all go through it. I know you're paying, like I said, being a American rugby fan. So, all right, Chiefs. I'll be picking here pretty soon. I would too, Brody. I would too. Because them not picking any quarter. I'm betting it will be either A, they're holding out for Aaron Rodgers, or B, they see something in maybe like Jalen Milroe, Will Howard. Yeah, for sure, man. Appreciate you being here. Hopefully you can be back tomorrow. 4:40 in the morning is crazy work, dude, but I respect the dedication and thank you for choosing me to watch. Appreciate you, man, for sure. And I'm definitely gonna count you as my first like international follower because I can't really put my finger on anybody else. That would be that. So much love, man. All right, we got the Chiefs going, and then yes, I do think the Browns will probably pick up Sanders. Yeah, I see that too with Aaron going to the Steelers. But we're down to the final pick of the first round. After this, I am hanging up, and we'll probably be back tomorrow for rounds 2 and 3. So stay tuned. I 100% agree, Kyrie. Shrooms do wonders, or shrooms do some interesting things. Josh Simmons. All right, that's all right. Yeah, that's a solid pick. I don't mind that. It's a tackle, and with that, you picked up Jaden Moore in the offseason as a free agent. He sat behind Trent Williams, one of the best tackles to ever play the game. And give him a year or two. You too, Seth. I appreciate you, man. Have a good night. But Josh Simmons is an okay pick. I don't mind that. But at any rate, that is – appreciate you, Seth. Thank you. That's the draft, or the first round of the draft, rather. I appreciate you all joining me, whether it was on Facebook, YouTube. Good night, Daniels. Thanks for being here, man. You're a trooper, man. Appreciate you. But, yeah, no, definitely. But, yeah, thank you very much for everybody that joined, everybody that hung out today. You are appreciated. You are loved. Thank you very much for choosing me to hang out with during the draft. I will be back tomorrow. Fun talking to you too, Kyrie. Thanks for joining me. Find out if we're related somehow, because that's pretty wild that your last name's what it is. But that's crazy work. You too, Brody. Thanks for everybody. Y'all have a great night. Much love and appreciation. And as always, burn it down. Go follow my socials, link in bio. And yeah, if you haven't followed the TikTok, follow it. But cheers, guys. I will see you tomorrow.
This guy is one of the best they've brought in. There's no doubt that you cannot dispute it. You just have to be healthy, which by all accounts
Okay.
is trending the right way. And so that is it for round 1.
And